Morning to all. This is Dr. Padma, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics. Today's topic is power semiconductor devices. In power semiconductor devices, first of all, we will discuss about the Shockley diode. In Shockley diode, we will discuss about the introduction of the Shockley diode, how to construct the Shockley diode, working of the Shockley diode, characteristics and applications of the Shockley diode. The second topic is thyristor. In thyristor, we will discuss about the introduction about the thyristor, symbol and construction of the thyristor, thyristor structure, characteristics and types of the thyristors. First one is Shockley diode. So introduction. The term Shockley diode, or it is also known as the PNPN diode. Shockley diode is also known as the PNPN diode. Is named from the inventor William Shockley. So he is the founder of the Shockley diode. So the term Shockley diode, which is also known as the PNPN diode, which is named from the inventor William Shockley. So it is a 4-layer semiconductor device. It is a 4-layer. Shockley diode is a 4-layer semiconductor device, and it was the first semiconductor devices. So it is similar to thyristor with a detached gate. So which is very similar to thyristor, but it has the detached gate. So this type of diode is not available commercially and not particularly useful. But this diode is more useful in making the other kinds of thyristors such as diode AC switch and means triode AC switch and SCR devices. So these are helpful for the fabrication of other thyristors such as triac and SCR devices. So the term Shockley diode, which is also known as the PNPN diode, it is a 4-layer semiconductor device. It was the first semiconductor device. So it is similar to thyristor, but it has the detached gate. This type of diode is not available commercially and it is not particularly useful, but this diode is more useful in making the other kinds of thyristors. So this is the internal structure, basic structure of the Shockley diode. Here we have, which is also known as the PNPN diode. This is P-type, N-type, P-type, N-type. So here we have 3 junctions. So junction 1, junction 2 and junction 3. This is the symbol anode and cathode. This is the symbol of the Shockley diode. This is the basic structure of the Shockley diode. It has a PNPN diode. So it is a 4 layers, 2 P layers and 2 N layers. So it is a 4-layer semiconductor device, and it is also a first semiconductor device. This one, figure 2, is the symbol of the thyristor. This is the anode, this is the cathode. So this is the 2-transistor model equivalent circuit diagram. So here first one is the PNP transistor. This transistor is acting as the anode. Second one is the NPN transistor. This transistor is acting as the cathode. So it is a 2-transistor model. So this is the 2-transistor equivalent circuits. So first transistor T1, second transistor T2. The first transistor T1 is acting as anode. The second transistor T2 is acting as the cathode. This is the 2-transistor equivalent circuit. Next, the construction of the Shockley diode. So the construction of the diode is done by connecting the 4 layers to form the PNPN junction. So it has the 4-layer semiconductor device. It has the 4 layers of semiconductor. So the basic circuit of this diode is 2 transistors. So here we are using the 2 transistor. So first transistor is acting as the anode and the second transistor is acting as the cathode. So in the circuit, the collector terminal of the T1 transistor is connected to the base terminal of the T2 transistor. Here the collector is connected to the collector terminal of the transistor 1 is connected to base terminal of the transistor 2. So the junction 1, J1 junction is designed to be EB junction of the T1 transistor. So EB junction means it is a emitter base junction, base junction of the T1 transistor, and J2 is commonly connected BC, base collector. So it is a base collector junction of the T1 and T2 transistor. So J3 is connected at the base emitter junction of the T2 transistor. So as the BE junctions J1 and J3 must be forward biased, as the CB junction J2 must be reverse biased. Here we have three junctions. J1 and J3 are the forward bias and J2 must be biased at the reverse bias. So the base emitter junction J1 and J3 must be forward biased, and the collector base junction, the J2 junction must be reverse biased for the linear operation. So the construction can be for the construction of the Shockley diode. So the construction of the diode is done by using the 4 layers of the semiconductor. So the basic circuit can be designed by using the 2 transistors T1 and T2. So the junction J1 is connected at the EB junction of the T1, and J2 is commonly connected at the BC junction between the T1 and T2 transistor, and J3 is at a BE junction of the T2 transistor. So for BE junctions, J1 and J3 junctions must be forward biased, and for the common base junction, J2 must be reverse biased. So working of the Shockley diode. So the Shockley diode functions like a normal thyristor without any trigger inputs. So it has no trigger inputs. When the diode is in the forward, the current flows through the diode, whereas in the reverse bias, there is no flow of current as usual in the PN junction. So the Shockley diode functions like a normal thyristor without any triggering points, inputs. When the diode is forward biased, the current is flowing through the diode. When the diode is reverse biased, then the current, there is no flow of the current. So the Shockley diode comprises the 3 junctions, namely J1, J2 and J3. Whenever the voltage is applied to the diode, then the anode terminal is made positive with respect to the cathode. Here anode is positive terminal. J1 and J3 junctions are the forward biased, whereas J2 is the reverse biased. So the Shockley diode comprises of the 3 junctions, namely J1, J2 and J3. Whenever the voltage is applied to the diode, the anode terminal is made positive with respect to the cathode. Here J1 and J3 junctions are the forward biased, and J2 junction should be reverse biased. So forward biasing, figure 5 shows the Shockley diode in forward bias mode. So when the voltage is applied to the Shockley diode in such a way that the anode is made positive with respect to the cathode, the junctions J1 and J3 are forward biased and J2 is the reverse biased, until the voltage across the diode is less than the breakover voltage. As the open switch, Shockley diode exhibits a very high resistance. So resistance is high means there is no current flow through the diode. So until the voltage across the diode is less than the breakover voltage, then the switch is open. Open means the diode exhibits very high resistance and there is no current flow through the diode. So reverse biasing. Once the breakover voltage is reached, as the forward voltage is increased, it exhibits a very low resistance. So once the voltage is reached the breakover voltage, then the forward voltage, that means the forward voltage is increasing. It exhibits the very low resistance, and due to the breakdown of the junction J2, therefore it acts like a short circuit and allows the current to flow until the current reaches the holding current level of the diode. So on-state current flows only when the voltage is more than the breakover voltage. Here the voltage is greater than the breakover voltage, only the current flows through the diode. Reverse biasing. This reverse current produces the heat. Further, this could drain the entire diode. So, therefore, the Shockley diode should never be operated in the reverse biased condition with a voltage equal to the reverse breakdown voltage. So, the reverse current produces the heat. Further, they could enter the diode. So, therefore, the Shockley diode should never be operated in the reverse biased condition with a voltage is equal to the reverse breakdown voltage. To turn off the diode, once the Shockley diode is on, it acts like a closed switch. So on means it is a closed switch. So Once the Shockley diode is on, it acts like a closed switch, offers a very low resistance. Low resistance means there is a current flow inside the diode. So the turn of the diode, the applied voltage must be reduced to a value. The current flowing through diode is less than the holding current IH of the diode, where IH is the holding current. So in turn off the diode, the applied voltage can be reduced to a value such that the current flowing through the diode is less than the holding current IH of the diode. In this state, junction J2 comes from the reverse breakdown state and restores its high resistance value. So in this state, junction J2 comes from the, already we know that the junction J1 and J3 are the forward biased and J2 is in the reverse biased. So junction J2 comes from reverse breakdown state and it restores its high resistance value, then that means there is no current flow. So this is the characteristics curve of the Shockley diode. Here we observed that here this is the on state, this one is the off state. Here the forward voltage is VF. So here this is the reverse breakdown voltage. So the IH is the holding current. IH is the holding current. IR is the reverse current. So this is the on state. This is the off state. This is the breakover characteristics of the Shockley diode. So Shockley diode is used as the relaxation oscillator. So figure 8 is the relaxation oscillator. These are the applications of the Shockley diode. When the battery voltage is applied to the circuit, the capacitor charges through the resistance. Here the battery voltage is applied, then the capacitor charges through the resistance. When the applied voltage or voltage across the capacitor is more than the breakover voltage of the Shockley diodes, it becomes the turn on and act as a switch. Turn on means it is a closing switch. This causes rapidly to discharge the capacitor through the diode. When the current through the diode is less than the holding current of the diode becomes the turned off and the capacitor charges again. So the voltage across the capacitor is the breakover voltage, where the voltage at the reference is more than the 0 volts becomes the capacitor will not discharge completely. So this is the Shockley diode used as the relaxation oscillator. These are the one of the important applications of the Shockley diode. Second one is the Shockley diode used as the trigger switch. So the figure 9 shows the trigger switch of the Shockley diode. So most common applications of the Shockley diode are switching circuits. So Shockley diode can be used as the switching circuits to turn on the SCR, silicon controlled rectifier. SCR is triggered by the Shockley diode. So here in SCR, the triggering is done by using the Shockley diode. So the resistive and capacitor RC network is fed with a DC power supply which drives the Shockley diode. When the VDC is applied, Shockley is forward biased and also capacitor starts charging through the resistance. So when the charging voltage of the capacitor reaches to the breakover voltage of the diode starts conducting and the capacitor starts discharging through the diode. So this conduction of Shockley diode drives the SCR into turn on state. To turn on the SCR device, we are using the Shockley diodes, and then the buzzer gives an alarm. Once the SCR is turned on, it will remain the latching or on state until the power is removed. So the triggering times of SCR is controlled by selecting the proper values of the capacitor and resistors. So this is the second application of the Shockley diode that can be used as the triggering switches in the SCR devices. Second topic is thyristor. So thyristor, it is also a 4-layer semiconductor devices of alternating P and N type materials. So just like Shockley diode, so similarly thyristor is also a 4-layer semiconductor device for alternating P and N materials. So the word thyristor is come from the thyratron and transistor. So the word thyristor means it is come from thyratron and transistor. It is a 2 states, one is on and other one is off. The silicon, it can be used as the silicon controlled rectifier, that is simply called as the SCR. Trade name of the thyristors commercialized by General Electronics in 1957. have the highest power handling capability. So thyristors are having highest power handling capability, rating of 1200 volts by 1500 ampere. The switching frequency is 1 kilohertz to 20 kilohertz. It has the 4 states. Those are reverse blocking mode, reverse conduction mode, and forward blocking mode and forward conducting mode. These are the 4 states are available in the thyristor. So the symbol and construction of the thyristor. So already we know that it is a 4-layer semiconductor device alternating P and N type material, P, N, P, N. So this is the anode and cathode. This is the symbol of the thyristor. So this is the construction of the thyristor by using the 4 semiconductor layers, P type material, N type material, P type and N type material. So the split sections of the NPN and PNP transistors. So alternatively, N-type or PTF material, for example, PNPN. So the control terminal is called gate. It is attached to top type material near to the cathode. So the gate is attached to near the cathode. So this is the thyristor structure. These are the dimensions to fabricate the thyristor by using the 4 P-type, N-type and P-type, N-type materials. Here also we have 3 junctions, J1, J2 and J3. These are the dimensions to fabricate the thyristors. So here the 3 important thyristor specifications. The figure shows the thyristor characteristics, so which is similar to Shockley diode. It is already we know that it has the 4 states. First one is the forward conduction region on state and forward blocking region, that is off state, and reverse blocking region and reverse avalanche region. These are the 4 modes are available in the thyristor. So forward breakover voltage, VBR. VBR is forward. This is the voltage at which the SCR enters the forward conduction region. So the SCR enters the forward conduction region, the forward breakover voltage VBR. So holding current IH. This is the value of the anode current. Holding current means it is a anode current below which the SCR switches from the forward conduction region to the forward blocking region. Gate triggering current IGT. This is I the value of the gate current necessarily switch the SCR from the forward blocking region to the forward conduction region under the specified conditions. These are the 3 important thyristor specifications. Characteristics of the thyristors. When the anode is at positive potential, that is VAK with respect to the cathode, with no voltage is applied at the gates, junction J1 and J3 are forward biased while the junction J2 is reverse biased. As J2 is reverse biased, it means there is no conduction takes place as usual in the Shockley diodes. So here, when the anode is at positive potential with respect to the cathode with no voltage applied at the gate, junction J1 and J3 are the forward biased while the junction J2 are the reverse biased. So J2 is reverse biased means there is no conduction takes place. Now, if VAK is increased beyond the breakdown voltage VBO of the thyristor, the avalanche breakdown of the J2 takes place and the thyristor starts the conducting. So if VAK is increased beyond the breakdown voltage, that is VBO of the thyristor, then the avalanche breakdown of the J2 takes place. The thyristor is starts conducting. So if a positive potential VC is applied at the gate terminal with respect to the cathode, the breakdown of the junction J2 occurs at the lower value of the VAK. By selecting the appropriate value of VC, the thyristor can be switched into the on state. So the positive potential VC is applied at the gate terminal with respect to the cathode. The breakdown of the junction J2 occurs at a lower value of VAK. By selecting the appropriate value of the VC, the thyristor can be switched into the on state suddenly. So types of the thyristor. Unidirectional thyristor. So the thyristor which conduction forward direction only are known as the unidirectional thyristors. So the conduction is in the forward direction. Those are known as the unidirectional transistors. So those are examples are SCR, silicon controlled rectifiers, and LASCR, light activated silicon controlled rectifiers. These are the examples for the unidirectional thyristors. So second one is the bidirectional thyristors. So the thyristors which can conduction forward as well as in the reverse direction, those are known as the bidirectional thyristors. So for bidirectional thyristors, examples are the triac. Triac means triode AC switch. So types of thyristors. Thyristors are the two types. First one is the unidirectional thyristors. Second one is the bidirectional thyristors. So unidirectional thyristor means the thyristors, in the thyristors the conduction is in the forward direction only. Those are known as the unidirectional thyristors. Examples are the SCR, silicon controlled rectifiers, and LASCR, the examples for the unidirectional thyristors. So second one is the bidirectional thyristor. So the thyristors which can conduction forward bias as well as in the reverse, forward direction and reverse direction, both directions. That's why it is called as the bidirectional thyristors. Examples are the triac, triode, AC switch. Types of thyristors. The next type is triggering devices. The devices which generate a control signal to switch the device from non-conducting state to conducting states, those are known as the triggering devices. Triggering devices means which generates the control signal to a switch from the non-conducting state to conducting states are known as the triggering devices. So examples are the diode, AC switch, diac. So UJT means uni-junction transistors. SUS, silicon unilateral switch, and SBS, silicon bilateral switch. These are the UJT, uni-junction transistors. So uni-junction transistors and silicon unilateral switch and silicon bilateral switch. So here the figure represents the few types of the SCRs. First one is the Shockley diode. So second one is the SCR. So say SCR, silicon controlled rectifier, and SCS, silicon controlled switches, and PUT. These are the types of the SCRs. So few types of the SCRs. So Shockley diodes, SCR and SCS. These are the references for the power semiconductor devices and semiconductor devices. So here the four devices are the four semiconductor layer devices. So Shockley diode, SCR and SCS. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.